Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, ladies and gentlemen of YouTube. My name is Gaming Envy, and this is PTR patch 6.2, and we're on Mannoroth. Yes, that's the guy. So this guy is quite difficult. We don't actually down this boss. We tried and tried and tried for about 3 hours, and we couldn't down him. The same thing as the last boss I put up a few days ago. We're all been put down to 655 item levels, and I think the more you wipe, you get this buff called determination, and you get this determination stacks up to 10 times. If you get to 10 times, you get 50% more healing, 50% more mana, and 50% more damage done. So, and we still couldn't down the bitch. So I don't know if it's PTR and it's a bit overpowered, or we just sucked, or we didn't know what we was doing really. I can tell you what I do now. Basically, the first phase is to kill these minions, basically the Soul Reavers, and they curse you with Doom, like I just killed there. I got killed with the Curse of Doom. If that procs off, if it counts down and it procs off, you die. Instant death, and it does a hell of a lot of damage. I think it's like 250k damage to everyone around you in that radius. So that needs to be decurse ASAP. Another curse that was causing a lot of problems was the Curse of the Legion. And the Curse of the Legion basically puts a curse on someone, and if they don't get away, they attack other people, like the AoE attack, and they spawn these imps that you see everywhere. Now these imps, if these imps do an AoE attack on you, they spawn another imp. So you need to stay away from those imps. The people that need to take those down are the casters, range DPS. Don't go near those imps, for God's sake. We wiped a lot of times. I think at one time there was easily 100 imps, and we just got battered, basically. Simple way of putting it. So once you've got past the first phase, which is killing these guys, come on, die. Nearly got there. Taking down a few, getting rid of the imps. Imps are priority. They cause a lot of problems. Kill the Infernals. Infernals, obviously. Infernals, I think they need to be altered. I think they need to be nerfed, because the Infernals do insane damage. I think we was getting damage for like 200k a hit, and it was proccing every 2 to 3 seconds. So if you stood there 2 or 3 seconds, you were dead, and normally you had to stack on them. So again, casters had to deal with that. Now melee can deal with quite a lot of these ads really. It has to be casters and range DPS. Melee DPS can't handle any of these mobs at all, which I think is a little bit bad, because if you've not got enough range DPS in your raid, you're pretty much screwed. You need a fair range of range DPS in this raid. It's very important. So we're in the second phase now. As you see, Maggie's up, and he's an undead at the moment, so not doing a lot of damage at the moment. It's quite easy this stage. We're just killing the rest of the imps off. As you see, I'm also killing the imps off because the DPS don't seem to be doing it. Anyway, what do you think of the mic, guys? I've got a new mic, so you can hear to my sexy voice. I'm thinking of you, just so you can enjoy the video that little bit more. It's well worth my savings. Next I'll be saving it for the cam. So here we go. Okay, this whirly shit on the floor, basically, that's when them Infernals, get the Infernals down. Ads are priority. They're the main problem in this fight, really. Take the ads down. You need to turn the boss away from everyone. Everyone has to stand the side of him or behind him, otherwise you get his gaze. You get Mannoroth's gaze, which basically sends you running in terror, like that guy there, for 5 seconds. Once it's over, you give off a lot of AoE, and everyone around you also gets done AoE. So you need to avoid that gaze. If you can't, and you see somebody with that fear on them, run away from them, because you're going to get damaged as well. Another attack he does is this pushback. I think it's Englaive or something like that. Basically, it's a really nasty pushback, and basically have to run towards it to not get pushed off the end. But sometimes you can get really unlucky, as you'll see later on in the video. Well, I basically get shit. I'm quite bad. I die. But you'll see in a minute. I go flying quite far. I think it's the first time I've actually flew in general. You'll see that soon. See, He also has a nasty knockback effect. I think it's called Crushing Blow, something like that. Crushing Blow, Crushing Knockback, and it deals, I think, like 320k damage, something like that, to tanks and knocks them back. So you see the tank he's up against the wall. That's the best place for him to be, up against one of these side walls, because if he's not behind that, the tank's going to get knocked off, and obviously once the tank's dead, you can't resurrect him because he's been knocked off the end of the tower. So it's where the tank is. That's pretty much where you want the tank. Don't kite him as much as you think you should by all this raining fire. Just stay in place. Don't kite him. Stay in place so that the tank doesn't get knocked off. Ever so often it'll give out this nasty cast. The best thing to do here, which we didn't do, was stack on him. If we stack on him, we're less likely to get pushed back. So in phase 3 now, and he's been empowered. But it's not been empowered yet. I think it's empowered, and then there's a great impairment after. See, these are knockback effects I was telling you about. These are getting knocked back. Basically, got to run, keep running towards him, otherwise you're going to get knocked off. So this was quite a fun fight. I quite enjoyed this fight. As hard as it was a really fun fight. Very challenging. This is the next last boss, I think. Next last boss. The boss after this is Archimond, and he is the last boss of this raid. So yes, guys, looks like there is going to be a patch 6.3 because Gul'dan doesn't die in this raid. I'm sorry to say, you'll be killing Archimond. Gul'dan is not the last boss. You'll be killing Kilrog. Is it Kilrog? Yes, you'll be killing Kilrog in this, but you won't be killing him. So there will be a next patch. Hopefully, in the next patch we'll get Falador. How cool will that be? You get Falador. They need to add more stuff because they're pissing off a lot of fans at the moment. They've lost a lot of subscription numbers. They need to put more content in. But there's 13 bosses in this fight, all in all. All quite fun, all quite challenging. Of course, this is, well, we thought this was the last raid of an expansion, but it doesn't seem to be now. But for a 6.2 patch, and the gear you get from it, it's okay. The gear that drops from normal will be 690. The gear that drops from heroic will be 705, and the gear that will drop from mythic will be 720, 725, depends if it's been more fortunate or something like that. So you're looking at 724 gear if you manage to do all mythic. But this is LFR, I think, at the moment. This is LFR difficulty, and we have a lot of difficulty to do it. But as I said, we have been put down to 655 gear item levels, just so we can test it out. So put people at the minimum, just so Blizzard obviously can see if it's okay and doable. So unfortunately, I think this is where I get knocked off. This is great impairment. This is the last phase now. He goes absolutely mental. Does a lot of damage. All these. See, as you see there, he got turned towards us. So a lot of people got helped, got feared. And then he does now. He does Crushing Blow. So you see, he got turned around there. There we go. That's what got me. These purple shit here. This got me. I didn't notice that. That knocked me off. I got hit with that as well. And I flew. Dear God, did I fly. I went totally off the map. I think I'm nearly in... I think I'm nearly in the jungle. I think I am in the jungle. So that's about it then, guys. We do wipe on this. And this is as far as we got. I think the few times after we tried that, it just got worse from there and people left. But you got to see all the phases. You know what you're expecting. Be aware. You need to communicate with each other, not just argue and rage quit. So that was Mag Theridin. I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, please like and subscribe to the channel. Add me on Twitch and social media. Until then, guys, happy gaming, and I'll see you soon.